What is going on, Lions fans and One Pride Nation? I want to jump on here and talk about the Lions pass rush situation. Now, as all of you know, Aidan Hutchinson is still recovering from the broken fibula and tibia he suffered last season. He has been working out. It looks as if he's getting up to speed. To me, he looks like he's at about 70%. The good thing is we still have some time to go. We have a couple of months, and I kind of doubt you will see him play much, if any, in the preseason. I think the goal is to get him ready for the beginning of the season, and he will be good to go. Hopefully, he will come back with that Defensive Player of the Year look he had in his eyes last year. But right now, I want to talk to you about two possible players that can come in. Now, I've been on ESPN, and they had an article earlier that I read that talked about the remaining free agents and who they would best fit with. And when they got to Za'Darius Smith, the team was the Lions. It's something that I do agree with. Za'Darius Smith would be good for the Lions. At this point, now that we're almost in late May, I really don't understand what's really the holdup with the Lions bringing him back. No, I don't think that Za'Darius Smith is the every down defensive end that we need. I think that he can be a situational pass rusher. I think that you can bring the defensive line in waves. You can bring them in stages to keep them fresh and to stay at the quarterback. But I think that Za'Darius Smith will fit in good with the Lions. I think that he wants to come back here in Detroit, and a lot of us fans want him back. I do believe that the holdup is money. The reason he was released was because of money. I mean, Brad Holmes made that very clear. But I do think that we are at the point, maybe they're trying to wait to June 1st, but I do think that we're at the stage where they can bring him back on a veteran deal, and he can come here, maybe help Aidan Hutchinson cause some ruckus on the other side. The other guy I want to talk about is Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrikson. There's word that he wants out of Cincinnati. He's not happy that Cincinnati has not given him a new deal. Cincinnati doesn't look like they're in a rush or that they're going to give him a new deal at all. And that is something that he wants, something that's mandatory for him to play in Cincinnati. And I did see an article a couple of days ago where Trey said that he absolutely is not going to play for the Bengals unless they give him a new deal. So, of course, there are teams out there who NFL writers and pundits think that Trey Hendrikson will fit in with. I have heard him being traded to the Green Bay Packers. I've heard of him being traded to the Washington Commanders. But the main team is our team that I've been hearing, that is the Detroit Lions. Trey Hendrikson, I think, would be a great addition to the Lions. It would give the Lions two dominant pass rushers, one in his prime, one not even in his prime yet. And the Lions could get after it. And then you look at the depth on the rest of the line. That would give the Lions the pass rush that we've been looking for to get our boys to the Super Bowl. Now, this is the thing. I really believe that the Lions can trade to get Trey Hendrikson, and they can bring in Za'Darius Smith. I think that they can do both. Now, we know how Brad Holmes functions. He's not really trying to spend a lot of money, not because he's cheap, but his thought process of building a championship team is you have to keep the core, the guys that you have brought in through the draft who are young. You have to keep that core together. And the way to do that is pay those guys in-house and not really bring in huge name free agents. But I do believe this is something that can be done. I think that the Lions can sign Smith to a lower amount deal. They can bring Trey Hendrikson in, sell him on the fact that, no, you may not get quote unquote top dollar, but you are playing for a team that is ready right now to contend for a Super Bowl, and you could be the final piece that gets us there. So what do you think about it, Lions fans? Do you want to see the Lions trade, I don't know, maybe one player and maybe a 4th or 5th round pick to bring in Trey Hendrickson, or do you want to see the Lions go and bring Za'Darius Smith back? Or do you want to see, like me, would you like to see the Lions bring in both of them? You put them guys on the other end with Marcus Davenport, with possible Josh Pascal, and some of the other guys, and just have just a Philadelphia Eagles type of defensive line where they just come in waves. All right. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can keep talking Lions football. Give us your thoughts on it. Until next time, peace.